Morning students. In the last class we have completed the properties of indifference curve. That is, indifference curve is convex to the origin, indifference curve slopes downward, indifference curve never intersect each other, indifference curve cannot touches the x-axis, and indifference curve towards the right, it gives the higher satisfaction. Okay, after that we are starting a new topic, that is consumer equilibrium through indifference curve analysis or optimal choice of consumer with indifference curve analysis in the case of ordinal utility. Consumer equilibrium with the help of indifference curve analysis is determined at a point where what consumer wants to buy coincide with the what he can buy. Okay, whenever we talk about the consumer equilibrium in case of indifference curve, then consumer will get the satisfaction at that situation when the consumer, whatever the consumer wants to buy is coincide, is equal to the consumer what he can buy. When they both are equal, then the consumer will get the maximum satisfaction. Okay, for there we can use of price line or budget line and the indifference curve. Okay, what is indifference curve? A group of indifference curve is called the indifference map to determine the consumer equilibrium. First one is price line or budget line. This line shows all the possible combination of two commodities, good 1 and good 2, which a consumer can actually buy at a given level of income and the price of the good 1 and good 2. Okay, what the price line or budget line shows? It shows the different possible combination of two goods. Possible combination means one good 1 and 2 good, and the all the amounts of the good, all the units of the good, like 2 unit of the good 1 and 4 unit of the good 2. It is the combination of the two goods that a consumer can buy for the given prices at with the actual income of the consumer. Okay, a price line, a budget line shows the different possible combination of goods when a consumer can buy from his income with the price of the two goods is given. Okay, let us assume that the consumer income is 20. Okay, now we are going to assume something, that is income of the consumer is 20, price of the first commodity is 4 and the price of the second commodity is 2. He can buy the following combination. Okay, here we are assuming that the price of the commodity 1 and the commodity 2, that is 4 and 2 is given, and the income of the consumer is also given. Okay, so let's have some indifference budget line schedule, that is combination good 1 and good 2. In the combination of a consumer is consuming a 0 unit of good 1 and 10 unit of good 2. Okay, in the combination of B, consumer consuming 1 and the good 2 is 8. In C, 2 unit of good 1 and 6 unit of good 2, and so on. So we have to put all the points on the R curve. So what we will take? Yes. Okay, at this point we are draw a diagram that we will take good 1 in this side and good 2 in this side and good 1 on x-axis and good 2 on y-axis. We will put all the point good 1 and good 2 on this curve, on this diagram. So in this 0 unit of good 1, we will take 0 unit of good 1 and 10 unit of good 2. So we will then we get the first point A, combination of A. Then we will put all these points on this diagram, and when we will merge all the points like this point, this point, this point, we when join all the points, we get the line. This is called price line or budget line. Okay, yes. So it is the, when we join all the point A, B, C, D, E, F, it is the combination of two goods. When we join all the line, it is join the all the point, we get the line which is called the price line or budget line, in which a consumer's expenditure is equal to income of the consumer. Okay, in this, because at this point P1 X1 means price of the price of the one commodity and the quantity of the first commodity plus price of the second commodity into quantity of the second commodity, it should be equal to the money income of the consumer, so that it shows that the income of the consumer is equal to the expenditure of the consumer. Okay, now next, what is indifference map? A set of indifference curve is called the indifference map. Okay, different set of indifference curve, that means when we have taken like this one, IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4 and so on, the set of indifference curve, it is the set of indifference curve which is called indifference map. Okay, so indifference map is refers to the set of different indifference curve is called indifference curve, in which higher IC represent the higher level of satisfaction. Okay, that means this curve, this IC5 gives the more satisfaction when we compare it to the IC1. Okay, higher level a rightward shift of the any indifference curve give the more satisfaction than when we compare it to the leftward of the IC curve. So when we give the name, that is A, B, C, D and E. Okay, E gives more satisfaction than the D, then D give more satisfaction than C, C gives more satisfaction than B, and B gives more satisfaction than A. So it shows that the curve which is on the right, ultimate right at the end of the right, it gives the more satisfaction when we compare it to the others IC which is left to the that IC curve. Okay, so yes, a set of indifference curve is called indifference map, in which higher IC represent the higher level of satisfaction and indifference map represent preference of a consumer. Okay, an indifference curve shows the preference of the consumer. For example, when consumer consumes or like that IC curve, want to be in this IC curve, it shows the preference of the consumer. Okay, here consumer is thinking that the last IC which gives him more satisfaction, he or she will prefer that one, that combination of the goods. So we can say that indifference map is a collection of indifference curve corresponding to different level of satisfaction. Okay, indifference map is called the different collection of the indifference curve which shows the different level of satisfaction. Okay, different level of satisfaction means I see that it shows the different level of IC1 shows different level of satisfaction, IC2 shows the different level of satisfaction, IC3 shows the different level of satisfaction, IC4 shows the different level of satisfaction, and the last IC5 shows the different level of satisfaction. Okay, it is called the indifference map. Indifference map is the collection of the different indifference curve which shows the different level of satisfaction. So next is consumer equilibrium. To determine consumer equilibrium, both the price line and indifference curve are combined together. So when we are going through the consumer equilibrium, in case of indifference curve analysis, we will take that the both the price line and the indifference map are combined together, and we will study combined of the both, that is price line and the indifference map. At equilibrium point, the conditions are, when we talk about the equilibrium point in the consumer equilibrium, the condition will be that the price line should be tangent to the indifference curve. Okay, whatever we have taken the price line, that is price line, where when we will take this line, it should be tangent. Tangent means it should be touched to the indifference curve. So this point, like this, when we have taken this price line, it should be touched to the price line. Okay, next is an indifference curve should be convex to the origin. We have already taken that the indifference curve is convex to the origin. First condition is price line should be tangent to the indifference curve, and indifference curve should be convex to the point of origin, and the slope of indifference curve, that is slope of indifference curve, should be equal to the slope of price line. That means when we have taken the slope of indifference curve and we have taken the indifference curve, the slope of indifference curve should be equal to the price line. That means MRS, marginal rate of substitution, MR S of X and Y commodity should be equal to the price of the X commodity to the price of the Y commodity. Okay, so it means the slope of indifference curve should be equal to the slope of price line. We have taken the three conditions. The three conditions are: price line should be tangent to the indifference curve, and indifference curve should be convex to the origin, and the marginal rate of substitution, it is the slope of indifference curve, it should be the equal to the slope of price line, that is Px upon Py. So MRS xy equal to Px upon Py. This is the condition. Okay, next will be a consumer is in equilibrium when on the basis of given budget line he moves to the highest possible indifference curve. Okay, consumer is in equilibrium when he has on the basis of given budget line. Budget line simply means that a consumer is purchased those combination of simply goods when he has the given level of income. Without given level of income, he cannot consume any commodity. So when the consumer is want to purchase something, he has and he or she should have concentrate. Firstly, they have to see their income. So for that, it should be income of the consumer should be equal to the expenditure of the consumer. It should not be less than the expenditure of the consumer. So when on the basis of the given budget line he moves to the highest possible indifference curve, a consumer will moves to the highest indifference curve, because highest indifference curve, the last indifference curve, gives him or her maximum satisfaction, so that he will move to the highest indifference curve. It we have taken the three conditions that the budget line should be we have taken that the budget line should be tangent to the indifference curve. Indifference curve should be convex to the origin, and the slope of indifference curve, that is MRS, should be equal to the slope of price line, that is Px upon Py. So when we have see the diagram figure 2.24, here the all three conditions are satisfied. At point E, when we see that this point at point E, AF is budget line. AF, this and this. AF is budget line is tangent to the IC2. See this condition. IC2 is tangent to the price line. Yes, first condition is satisfied, and second, at point E the indifference curve IC2 is convex to the point of origin, and second condition also satisfied that at the point E indifference curve is convex to the origin. It is convex to the origin. Okay, and at point E, when we talk about the point E, the slope of IC2, that is, it is the MRS, marginal rate of substitution, is equal to the slope of price line. At this point, all three conditions are satisfied, that the budget line is the tangent to the IC at IC2 indifference curve 2. At this position, indifference curve is convex to the point of origin, and the third one is the slope of IC2 at the point E. The slope of IC2 means MRS of XY is equal to the slope of price line, that is Px upon Py. At this point, at point E, all the three conditions are satisfied. At this point, consumer is in equilibrium. Okay, a consumer is in equilibrium when he buys only that combination of two goods that is shown at the point of tangency of the budget line with an indifference curve. Okay, we have already talked about this line, that the and consumer is in equilibrium when he purchase the combination of two goods which is shown at the point of tangency. The point of tangency is point E, and with the budget line, and at that point E, the budget line and the indifference curve are tangent. In figure 2.4, the point B and S, the price line, intersect at the IC1 bit, but they are not tangent. Okay, let's see the point B and S. This point B and S, it is also the point on the budget line and the price line, but it doesn't touch the indifference curve, so that this point is not called the consumer equilibrium. So we will not talk about this point because it is on the budget line. Consumer consuming the two combination of good with his given income, but the IC curve is not tangent at this point, so it is not the for the condition of the consumer equilibrium. Also, point B and S line on the IC indifference, hence not desirable. So it is not desirable. Point G and H are desirable but not attainable as they are right to the budget line. G and H, these are also point of desirable because it is the indifference curve rightward shift, right one of the indifference curve the maximum satisfaction, but in this condition we cannot talk about that it is the condition of the consumer equilibrium because the budget line is not tangent and does not touches the IC3 and IC4. Point G and H are desirable but not they are right to the budget line, hence point E located on the budget line, it is the optimal choice. It is the point which is on the IC curve and the budget line. It is the point of optimal choice. The consumer will opt that point. That point is E. Okay, it is the consumer equilibrium in case of indifference curve analysis with the price line or budget line. Next will be why MRS. MRS means marginal rate of substitution be equal to the ratio of price of the two goods. Why we are talking about that? The slope of indifference curve means slope of indifference curve is MRS. It should be equal to the slope of price line. Slope of price line is Px upon Py. Okay, X and Y are two commodities the consumer is consuming. Okay, given that the two goods consumed are X and Y, assuming that the consumer wants more of X in place of Y. Okay, so in this condition there are two commodities consumer have X and Y. Consumer wants more of the X in place of Y. Okay, Now consumer want that he want to consume more of X and less of Y. Then MRS is the rate at which consumer is willing to sacrifice the unit of Y to obtain one more unit of X. Okay, marginal rate of substitution is it is this, that it is the rate at which consumer is want to sacrifice one more unit of Y so that he can consume one more unit of X. ओके, यहाँ पे कंज्यूमर क्या करेगा, कंज्यूमर ये करेगा, मार्जिनल रेट ऑफ सब्सटीट्यूशन ये होता है कि कंज्यूमर के पास टू कमोडिटीज़ हैं एफ एक्स एंड वाई. फॉर दिस कंडीशन कंज्यूमर ये करेगा कि उसे एक को रिप्लेस करके एक्स की कमोडिटी को रिप्लेस करके उसको क्या करना है, वाई को कंज्यूम करना है. इस कंडीशन पे क्या करेगा, वाई अगर उसको क्या है कि x इन प्लेस ऑफ वाई, वन मोर यूनिट ऑफ x को उसको ज़्यादा चाहिए इन प्लेस ऑफ वाई. तो इस कंडीशन में कंज्यूमर क्या करेगा, y यूनिट को कुछ उसकी यूनिट को सेक्रीफाइस करेगा सो हैज़ टू कंज्यूम more unit of x. It is called the marginal rate of substitution, and MRE is the rate at which consumer has to sacrifice. MRS is the rate at which consumer is willing, he want, but in this MRE is the rate consumer is sacrificed y unit so as to obtain one more unit of x. Okay, next is transaction can be happen only if MRS is higher than the price ratio or at least equal to MRE. Consumer equilibrium is struck when MRS equal to MRE. Okay, consumer equilibrium is found where the MRS, marginal rate of substitution, is equal to the MRE, means marginal rate of exchange. MRE shows the price ratio. Alternatively, if the condition that the MRS is not equal to MRE, means price ratio, if what will happen if the MRS, marginal rate of substitution, is greater than the price ratio, and what will happen when the MRS, marginal rate of substitution, is less than the price ratio. If we have taken that the first that the if MRS is greater than the price ratio, it means to obtain one more unit of X, the consumer is willing to sacrifice one more unit of Y than the what the market require. It means a consumer is when consumer have to obtain one more unit of X, the consumer is sacrificing a more unit of Y, whatever the market requires, whatever the consumer is requiring. In other words, he is willing to pay price which is higher than the market price. Okay, in this condition what consumer will do, consumer will pay more price as comparison to the what is the market price is already the price commodity have. Okay, a consumer is willing to pay more price, whatever the, if the market price of the any commodity is 10, but consumer is willing to pay more because he want that good, so he will pay 15 of that good because he values X more than the market value it, because he want to consume that commodity whatever the price of the that commodity. As he buys more of X and less of Y, MRS begins to fall. Okay, when he buy more of the X commodity as comparison to Y, MRS's marginal rate of substitution is begin to rise or fall, begin to fall, as we already talk about the when we have studied that the MRS, it becomes equal to the MRE and price ratio. Okay, and at this condition consumer will buy more of the X and the less of the Y, of that MRS will fall, and ultimately the condition of the equilibrium, that is MRS equal to price ratio, should be attained. The next condition is if MRS is less than the price ratio. It means to obtain one more unit of X, the consumer is willing to sacrifice lesser unit of Y. Okay, at first condition, if more unit of X is want, the consumer is sacrificing more unit of Y, but if price ratio is greater than MRS, then it means that the if obtain one more unit of X, the consumer is sacrificing or willing to sacrifice lesser unit of Y. Now he is willing to pay a price which is lower than the market price. Now consumer will do, a consumer will pay the less amount of Y, whatever the market price of the that commodity. Okay, he will pay lesser amount of price. It induces him to reduce consumption of X and increase the consumption of Y. It will forces the any consumer so that he will reduce the consumption of X, because here we have to, he has to obtain one more unit, so that he has to reduce the consumption of X and increase the consumption of Y. He has to consume more unit of Y and reduce the consumption of X. Then MRS is again it becomes to rise, and in the first condition when MRS is greater than price, MRS is begin to fall. But in this condition when the price ratio is greater than MRS, then the MRS is begin to rise until and unless it becomes to equal to the price ratio. It is the condition, so that the when the consumer is obtain a consumer equilibrium, so as to the condition of MRS equal to price ratio should be attained and achieved. If there is as any problem occurs that the MRS is greater than price ratio, then the MRS is begin to fall until and unless it becomes to equal to the price ratio. And if price ratio is greater than MRS, and MRS should be rise until and unless it becomes to equal to the price ratio. Okay, through this topic our second chapter consumer equilibrium is completed. So we will through the one example to complete the table, that is whenever there is missing of the sum TU and MU, how we find out the value. Okay, now tell, whenever we have to calculate the MU, what is the formula? TU, total utility of N minus TU N minus 1. It is the formula of MU, and whenever we have to calculate the TU, the formula is summation of MU. We will sum the marginal utility to get the value of total utility. Okay, let's see. Here the first quantity consumed unit is given. It is units or commodity, whatever you have taken, and the first TU is given. So what will be the second when we have to calculate this one? When we have to calculate TU, what is the formula? It is the summation of MU. So the second MU is given, then we will plus both of them, 50 plus 90, it will be 90, and the first MU will be taken as the 50. Then the next, what will happen? The fourth TU MU 20 is given, we have to plus both of them, we get the value of 140. It is the what we have completed the TU. Now the second is we have to calculate the MU. Whenever we have to calculate the MU, what we have to do? Yes, what we have to do, we have got the value of the TU, that is 90, it is 140. We will take the first value of the MU will be 50. Yes, 50. Then how we'll calculate the third unit of MU? We will subtract the second. What is the formula? It is the formula MU equal to TU N minus 1. So we will subtract 90 and 120 minus 90, it will be 30, and the second is we get the value 20, and the fifth unit of mu will be 10. So from this we get the value of the total utility as well as the marginal utility. On in your book there are various kind of example like this, so you have to calculate all the tu and mu when the tu equal to summation of mu and mu equal to the tun minus 1. From this topic we have completed the chapter 2, that is consumer equilibrium. In the next class we have start the new chapter.